Hey everyone, it's Lauren Alvin with Add a Pup Dog and Puppy Training Tip Wednesday. Things are a little hectic. I apologize. Doing my best. This one is one I've been meaning to talk about for a while. It's a pretty common client scenario. New puppy, older dog. Clash of the Titans. Hopefully not. So, usually, I get the call after the puppy has come to the house, obviously. That's when the problems are occurring. But if you've got an older dog or older dogs and you're thinking about getting another one, let's talk about puppies. You really got to ask yourself, who is the puppy for? Because I hear that a lot. We got him a puppy. Really? Does your older dog really want a puppy? Would they really enjoy having a young puppy in the house? Do you remember what puppies are like? Really? Are you sure that they're going to like it? Really sure? Big generalization, but I'd say most older dogs just want to do what they're doing. Hang out with dogs their own age, dogs their own energy level. Usually that's the case. Most 17-year-old dogs don't want an 8-week-old puppy up in their biz. But there are plenty of senior dogs whose lives have been greatly enriched by having a puppy or a younger dog come in their house, and they have great relationships, and it boosts their self-esteem, and they turn into puppies again. But know your dog. Be really brutally honest with yourself. Does my older dog really want a puppy in the house? Do I really want a puppy in the house? Really? Be sure. If you get one, be aware. The needs are different. Puppies are go, 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 and older dogs usually go away. So you can't just throw them together and expect stuff to go well. Even if your older dog is friendly, even if the puppy is friendly, your puppy is still learning inappropriate patterns of behavior. If they learn that I just go, 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 and ignore all the warning signs and growls and snaps and I do whatever I want to other dogs, that's not an appropriate way to act either. And your older dog is old. They shouldn't have to deal with that. You don't ever want to make your dog have to stand up for themselves. They shouldn't be in the responsible adult position. That should be you. You should be making sure that the puppy's practicing appropriate behaviors and that the older dog is given what they need to feel safe and comfortable in their own dang house. So don't make your older dog teach the other dog what they should or shouldn't do. Natural interactions are going to happen. It's totally fine. But it wasn't the older dog's decision to adopt the puppy. So it's your responsibility. It was your decision. It's your responsibility. You have to advocate for your older dog and be the protector and help the situation behoove them and behoove the puppy. Which means you have to be proactive in your management and in pretty much everything else. That's kind of what puppyhood is about. So, puppies have a witching hour. At 7 o'clock, they go zoomies in the house and go absolutely ape wild. And that happens to be the older dog's nap time. You have to separate it. Or be proactive. If you know that the puppy has a witching hour at 7 o'clock, then at 6:45, they get half of their dinner in a frozen Kong. So they're spending the next hour and a half chewing on that, and the next hour being exhausted. And then when they get up, maybe go play tug in the yard, and that's time for bed. It could be separate, I encourage a separate interaction time. So separate walks, if the puppy's go, 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 and the senior dog is, I just want to sniff for a block and then go home, then either have, 2 separate adults, one with the puppy, one with the senior, or take them out at separate times. Or only take the puppy with you when the puppy's really exhausted and they're going to go at a reasonable pace. Because, high schoolers don't want to hang out with kindergartners, and kindergartners aren't going to have fun doing high schooler stuff. So you have to take that into account, what the dogs enjoy and what the dogs feel safe doing, and what they're physically capable of doing and emotionally capable with dealing with. So separate walks, separate play times. That way they each get, mommy daddy time, doing what they like to do with their people. Keeping everyone tired and quiet. This is where working to eat. Working to eat is great for everything, but this is a particularly useful application. Your puppy's going to be teething. They have little nasty needles in their mouth, and they need to use it on things. You don't want them to use it on furniture. You don't want to use it on people. You don't want them to use it on your older dog, who shouldn't have to put up with that. So, keeping the puppy tuckered out and occupied with work-to-eat puzzles, a stuffed Kong with their dinner in it, frozen. I call pacifiers, which are the low-calorie ones, like a brown banana no one else wants, or yogurt and carrots, whatever you got, something low calorie. The more of those you have in your freezer, you can take them out and pop them in the puppy's mouth, put the puppy in the crate if you need to, put them in another room, whatever it is. Gets them occupied, out of your hair and out of your dog's hair. And then give that to the senior too. Doing things with your brain and working and chewing are stress relievers for dogs. And if you've got a brand new puppy in the house and you're a 13-year-old dog, you're dealing with some more stress. So give them an outlet as well. And here's where the proactive really, it's overarching, but when it comes down to brass tacks, you have to be proactive in intervening before something inappropriate happens. So don't make your dog stand up for themselves. Don't expect the puppy to figure it out on their own. Intervene before things go awry. So if you're allowing playtime and it's going really well, and everyone's smiley faces and loose bodies and the puppy's not using their needles and things are going well, that's, when you go, okay, come on pups, time to go inside, or let's go sniff over here, or something like that. Or if you're a little late, if you see the puppy start to get that crazy look in their eye, before they go buck wild on the dog and start using their needles all over them, you intervene and you say, okay, puppy, let's go over here. Let's work some of that steam off before you go back with older dog. Because 1, older dog doesn't need that nonsense. 2, I don't want the puppy to learn to do that nonsense. If that's the pattern of behavior they practice all the time, then that's what they're going to default into later on. And that's not appropriate adult dog behavior. And it's not appropriate puppy behavior because you're being a turd. No one wants to deal with the turd. So don't let them practice turd behavior and they won't be a turd later on. I say that facetiously. So we want the puppy to learn how to play appropriately and interact appropriately and get to an appropriate level of arousal and then stop. We want them to learn that impulse control and build those patterns of impulse control in their brain. We want the old dog to know that I can be around the puppy. People got my back. I'm not going to be forced into a situation that I really hate. I'm not going to be forced into telling this puppy off because he won't leave me alone and no one else has my back. Puppy is okay and doesn't push it, and all the interactions we have together end on a high note. So that's how you build a relationship with them. The puppy's learning how to be appropriate, and the dog is learning, okay, this puppy's not so bad. He knows the drill. He's pretty cool. Some useful skills to teach on top of this. Nose targeting. My favorite for everything. Nose targeting is really useful, especially for the younger dog, because that way you can call them away from something or someone that they shouldn't be bothering. So you see the puppy start going, just trying to play with the older dog, and the older dog's not into it, or they go and lay down or something, or they start making the face. That's when you go, puppy, nose, there you go. Puppy runs across the house up to you, bumps their new nose on your hand. You've got the puppy on you, off of the dog, and you can say, okay, I see that you needed something. Let me fulfill that need for you so you don't have to ask the older dog and bug the snot out of them to get it. Positive interrupter, something like that. Ian's upstairs. Same purpose. It just sort of goes like, hey, heads up. Oh, what? Which interrupts them from whatever they were doing, and then you can ask them to do something else. Call them away, nose target, chew on this instead, whatever it is. Go to your crate, bed, place, anything like that. Stationing behavior is also useful. So again, if the puppy's going, hey, it's fun, playtime, bite in your face, whatever it is, puppy place, on your bed, parked. You can do what you need to do with the older dog, make your dinner, whatever, and then release the puppy. So it's a parking spot. If things aren't going well, give a qualified dog trainer a call or send me a message. But be aware that not all dogs want to live with other dogs. That's totally fair. Not all dogs get along with every other dog. Not all puppies want to be around older dogs. Not all older dogs want to be around puppies. So rehoming is an option. There is an entire genre of reality television based on the premise of people who don't like each other living together in the same house. You don't need that drama in your everyday life, especially when those people are dogs with knives in their mouths. So be honest with yourself. 1, does my older dog really want or would enjoy another dog? And 2, is this really fair to everyone? Fair to the puppy who has to be crated all day or, doesn't get to play with other dogs or is being attacked all the time? Fair to the older dog who has this interloper in their house that they have to deal with, who screams and barks and bites them all the time and is just stressful, and they're 14 and they shouldn't have to deal with this at the end of the life. And you, are you capable or willing to potentially rotate dogs for the rest of their lives because they don't get along. And that's a stressful lifestyle. So be honest. This is about humane living for everybody. I encourage this in general, but particularly if you're thinking of adding another dog, adopt it from a reputable rescue or shelter. That way you could foster them and see how it goes, and you've got support. If they're a good rescue, you've got support to try it out. And if it's not working, then you go, okay, they need somewhere else. Reputable, responsible breeders will take their dogs back, no questions asked. But I think we can all agree that reputable, responsible breeders are not the norm. So I encourage you, if you're going to go with a reputable, responsible breeder, do that. But a reputable, responsible rescue will have lots of puppies and lots of foster homes and lots of options and lots of support. And there's lots of dogs who need homes, so that's what I would suggest. Or go with an older dog who you already know blends with your older dog's personality and loves older dogs and would be a good fit anyway. So I hope that helps. It's doable, but you got to think about your older dog, their needs and their emotions and their well-being, and you got to think about your puppy and what they're learning and the patterns that they're going to pick up and what they're going to lay down later on in life. So let me know if you have any questions or requests. Tricks would start tomorrow. We don't have enough. I'm sorry. We might have a additional beginner good manners that will start next week. That'll be the last chance in 2018 to take a good manners class. Last chance until January, the very last one. This is going to be an adult class. I'll pop it up if we have some more info. Send me a message if you need some more, if we have the link or stuff. We're doing, some people were waitlisted, so we're doing them first, and then I'll let you know. All right. Questions or requests, take care. Bye-bye.